So let's talk about Don Bluth's heavenly canine flick, All Dogs Go to Heaven. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Doyle, better known to you as the Big D. And this time around, I bring to you a review of the 1989 animated musical fantasy adventure dramedy, All Dogs Go to Heaven, released by United Artists for Goldcrest Productions, directed by Don Bluth and co-directed by Gary Goldman in his directorial debut, along with Dan Kunster. Now, the film tells a story of a German shepherd named Charlie that is murdered by his former friend Carface, but withdraws from his place in heaven to return to Earth, where his best friend Itchy still lives, in order to take revenge on Carface, but ends up befriending a young orphan girl. And in the process, Charlie learns an important lesson about kindness, friendship, and love. Anyway, let's get started with our story. Now, it starts out in 1939, New Orleans. Now, slightly good-natured but generally scheming Charlie B. Barkin and his best friend Itchyford escape from the dog pound and return to their casino riverboat on the bayou, formerly run by Charlie himself and his business partner, Carface Carruthers. Refusing to share the profits with Charlie, Carface had been responsible for Charlie and Itchy getting committed to the pound and persuades Charlie to leave town with half of the casino's earnings. Charlie agrees, but is later intoxicated and killed by a car pushed downhill by Carface and his assistant killer. Charlie is sent to heaven by default, despite not having done any good deeds in his life. A whippet angel explains to him that because dogs are inherently good and loyal, all dogs go to heaven and are entitled to paradise. But Charlie cheats death by stealing a gold pocket watch representing his life and wanting it back. As Charlie descends back to Earth, the whippet angel tells him that he can never return to heaven. When the watch stops again, he will be sent to hell instead. However, as long as the watch continues to run, Charlie will be immortal. After he gets reunited with Itchy and plots revenge in the form of a rivaling business, they discover that Carface has kidnapped a young orphan girl named Anne-Marie for her ability to talk to animals, which proves advantages. I'm sorry, I mispronounced that, my bad. When betting on races, Charlie rescues her and promises to feed the poor and help her find a family. Like Robin Hood, because in the scene he's, gonna tell her Robin Hood, but when he's actually got, War and Peace upside down. Oh boy, it's just so much fun. The next day at the racetrack, Charlie steals a wallet from a couple as they talk to Anne-Marie and become alarmed by her ragged appearance. Charlie and Itchy use their wings to build a successful casino in the junkyard where they live. Anne-Marie, upon realizing that she has been used, threatens to leave. To persuade her to stay, Charlie brings pizza to a family of poor puppies and their mother, Flo, and an abandoned church. While there, Anne-Marie becomes angry at Charlie for stealing the wallet. As Charlie has a nightmare in which he is condemned to hell, Anne-Marie returns the wallet to the couple named Kate and Harold. While they privately discuss adopting her, Charlie arrives and tricks her into leaving with him. Charlie and Anne-Marie narrowly escape an ambush by Carface and killer and hide in an abandoned building. But the ground breaks and they fall into the lair of King Gator, a giant effeminate alligator, I get tongue-tied like that. He and Charlie bond over a love of music and lets them go, but Anne-Marie contracts pneumonia. Carface and his thugs destroy Charlie's casino and attack Itchy. And an injured Itchy limps back to the church and confronts Charlie about his relationship with Anne-Marie, who Itchy thinks matters more than him. In his exasperation, Charlie loudly proclaims that he is using her and will eventually dump her in an orphanage. And Anne-Marie overhears the conversation and tearfully runs away before she is kidnapped by Carface again. Charlie follows them to Carface's casinos, where he is ambushed by Carface and his thugs. They fight with Charlie, inadvertently setting an oil fire that soon engulfs the whole structure. Alright, now to the ending. You know the procedure, like always, in my videos, if I give it a big movie and it's been out for some time. You got 5 seconds to stop this video, go to the description box below, fast forward to the time below. If you've seen the movie already, please continue on after the 5 seconds. Thank you, here we go. Okay, you've been warned. Charlie's pain howls from Carface and his goons' bites summon King Gator, who chases down and devours Carface. In the chaos, both Anne-Marie and the Watch fall into the water. Unable to rescue both at the same time, Charlie rescues Anne-Marie and places her onto some driftwood and pushes her towards safety. However, the Watch stops before he can reach it, ending his life. So Killer finishes pushing her to shore, where Kate and Harold are waiting with police and medical personnel. Sometime later, Kate and Harold adopt Anne-Marie, who has also adopted Itchy. Charlie, having sacrificed himself to save Anne-Marie, has earned back his place in heaven and is allowed to return in ghost form to reconcile with Anne-Marie. Leaving Itchy in her care, Charlie returns to heaven, where Carface finally arrives and takes his own clock, vowing revenge against King Gator. As the Whippet Angel chases him and warns against using it, Charlie assures the audience that he'll be back, before winking and retrieving his halo. End of story, my friends. So what did I think of All Dogs Go to Heaven? I gotta say, it's a fun movie. I just rewatched this on Tubi. Now, earlier this year I revisited it on Netflix, and I've revisited it a few times on several streaming services and movie channels. But I do recall renting this movie when I was a little boy, and I really did love it when I saw it. Well, I liked it when I saw it, but now it's grown on me even more, and I love it now. It's one of my favorite Don Bluth movies. Anyway, with a pretty good voice acting cast, which includes Burt Reynolds in the role of Charlie, Dom DeLuise, who is certainly no stranger to working with Reynolds, as Itchy. Now, let's see. Carface is voiced by Vic Tayback. Most of you know him best as Mel Sharples of TV's Alice fame, as well as the movie precursor, Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore. Unfortunately, this would be his last role because he passed away the following year. Voicing Killer is, well, I call him bespectacled because he always wears glasses. Bespectacled funny guy, Charles Nelson Reilly. Now, Flo is voiced by, well, give me a second, everyone. Yeah, by Reynolds' current wife at the time, Loni Anderson. And voicing the Whippet Angel, who's unnamed, is Melba Moore. Now, I'll explain more about her later on. And voicing King Gator is Kim Page. Anne-Marie is voiced by Judith Barsi, who unfortunately was brutally murdered. She and her mother were brutally murdered by her dad just after she had done her role. The ending credits song Love Survives was dedicated in her memory, as her character became absent in the further franchise, which I'll explain about that. Yeah, poor little girl. Yeah, because I saw her in only one other thing, and that was in a, well, no wait, in a couple of episodes of Punky Brewster, where she appeared in the 5-part story arc Changes. But anyway, with a pretty good voice acting cast, I think it's pretty good. The music done by Ralph Burns is real good. Now, its soundtrack is good too, with Love Survives, done by Irene Cara and Freddie Jackson. But it's also got lots of other good songs, like especially like You Can't Keep a Good Dog Down, the first song you hear. Reynolds and DeLuise absolutely are pretty good at this. Oh, it's just so much fun. Anyway, the story's not too bad either. The film got now United Artists decided to take over since Universal, who did Bluth's previous attempts, which were An American Tail, a review of that will come up later on this year, and The Land Before Time, which came out the previous year, didn't feel too comfortable with this. So I managed to get back to United Artists, who actually did released Bluth's first film, that being The Secret of Nim. That will come up later on in the future. Anyway, but still, it got mixed reviews, it did okay, but it wasn't quite as successful as the latter two. The film got released in November of 1989 on the 17th, which unfortunately that was the same day a certain Little Mermaid came along from Disney. That's right, you heard me correctly. Anyway, but apparently I'd say All Dogs Go to Heaven is just so much fun. So would I recommend it? I'd say yes. Give it a shot if you've never seen it. I think you'll really like it. Anyway, the films did better when it came out on home video. And later on, there would be a sequel, All Dogs Go to Heaven 2, which unfortunately Bluth did not return to this, as well as an animated series and a Christmas Carol story that followed in the footsteps of that actual series. Anyway, Dom DeLuise continued his voice of Itchy through the whole franchise, the only one there. They did bring Charles Nelson Reilly back for the animated series and the Christmas Carol special. He did not return for All Dogs 2, unfortunately. And since even though Vic Tayback was dead, they got veteran actor Ernest Borgnine to do Carface for that one, and Burt Reynolds, who was too busy to return as Charlie at the time, so they actually got an actual Charlie that voiced Charlie in the second movie, and that being Charlie Sheen, while Wings star Steven Weber voiced him in the animated series and Christmas Carol special. And the Whippet Angel got a name, and that was Annabelle, voiced by B.B. Newart. But anyway, if you'd like for me to review All Dogs Go to Heaven 2 sometime, let me know, okay? I'd be more than happy to do it. I know that wasn't well received in one of you. It's kind of a guilty pleasure, but you be the judge, okay? If you'd like, again, if you want me to do All Dogs Go to Heaven 2 sometime, just let me know, okay? But for now, what I'd like to know is, what are your thoughts on All Dogs Go to Heaven? Please tell me in the comment section below. If you like this video, click the like button below, subscribe to my channel as well, be a part of the Big D Nation. Join me next time when I bring to you a review of another K9 flick, and that being the original Benji from 1974. Thanks for watching my review of All Dogs Go to Heaven, and if you like this, you may want to check out these previous animated flicks I've reviewed. The upper left-hand corner is my review of Daffy Duck's movie Fantastic Island from 1983. The upper right-hand corner is the spoiler-free review of Sony Pictures Animation's newest attempt, The Mitchells vs. the Machines, now streaming on Netflix. Or, if you want, go to the bottom left-hand corner and see my review for the movie I was talking about that came out the same day this did, The Little Mermaid from Disney. And the bottom right hand corner is a button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying see ya.